Okay, on a very, very chilly day, it's threatening to rain. And for those that are able to see from what we are showing right now, the beauty of nature in its grandeur. But welcome to another Fat Cats conversation. Ruben Kihumro is the name, and I'm here with a very, very talented young lady, Emilly Lekuru. Emilly, welcome.
Thank you.
How has your day been?
My day has been good.
All right. Okay. So before we get into much about who you are, I wanted to first ask you, how was the weekend in regards to the Uganda Sevens? They have come back today, but how did you see their whole experience in Chile, and what are your thoughts, given the fact that you also partake in the Sevens code of the game?
Actually, I didn't take time to watch them play in Chile, but I was able to watch. I was able to watch them play in.
Yeah, they were in Birmingham. Yeah.
Yeah, I was able to watch them. I wasn't able to watch them that last weekend because I had a lot of stuff taking place, so I didn't have the chance and time to watch them play.
Oh, okay, that's great. Anyway, aside from that, we'll delve into the sevens later on. But just to get to know a little more about you, who is Emilly? We usually see Emilly, the person who's running rings around people on pitch, and I don't know, just giving us highlight reels basically. But who is Emilly outside rugby?
Uh, Outside rugby, I go to school.
Yeah, where do you go to
I'm a
school?
student at MOBS,
Oh, okay.
pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Accounting, and I'm in my final year. Around 18th of September, I'll be finishing up with my final exams.
Are we invited for the graduation party next year, hopefully?
Yes, you're all invited, actually.
Well, we'll hope to have the fat cats there. So, just to understand, how did you get into rugby? Rugby is not. We still have this notion in Uganda and in Africa in general that rugby and women is still not something that's looked at normally. How did you get into the sport rugby? How did you fall in love with it?
Actually, I started playing rugby in my primary, but that's when I started with tag rugby.
Mm.
But I didn't get the opportunities to play during the tournament days because height was one of the priorities that they used to prioritize, and so I was very tall, and I could every time a tournament was there, I couldn't qualify for the games. So me and my friends really gave up, and we were like, we are not coming back in this game anymore. But in 2013, our coach who used to train us tag rugby came and told us there is this lady coming from Kampala. She's coming to coach rugby, but there are no priorities, either of size, height, what everyone can play this game. So that is when Coach Koyoko Helen Buteme came to Ginger and introduced the game contact. And so everyone got involved in it. We trained for like two weeks, but every time she used to come, she used to buy us soda, and that was one of the things that was motivating most of us to come back into this game. So every time we would train, she would buy us soda, and whenever we would go back home, we would spread this to the rest. And so
yeah, like guys, there's soda here, man. You should come and check this out.
And so many girls came in, and
so was Black Pearls has it been your only club that you have featured for?
No, actually, what I remember is I started with. We had a team called Tiagas Rangers.
Oh,
that is when we had just started rugby. When Coach Ellen introduced it.
This was where exactly? Where
it was based in Ginger Police Barracks.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then from there, we made a team that was called Ginger Select. The tournaments they used to organize. Yeah. Then we featured a team that was called Ginger Select. Then later on, Coach Helen Koyoko kept on coming to Ginger. Later on, we made a women's team that was called Walukuba Titans before we got the name Black Pearls.
Okay.
Yes.
Ah, okay. So, what is it like being in the Black Pearls environment? from where we see it from the fans' perspective, it looks like a properly drilled team by a lady who I know is a no joke. But I want to understand, how is it being around the girls? How is it playing? How is your routine throughout the week for the Black Pearls?
Actually, we really feel good since we joined the Black Pirates as their women's team, because the love we are experiencing right now, we didn't experience it before. But right now, we feel like we're in a comfortable environment, and we feel like it is the right place we deserve to be in, because the support we get from the fans, the love we get from the Pirates committee, and the people around us are really free and interactive. And so it's really a good environment to live in. Then besides that, we usually train on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we train with the guys. We are able to interact with them.
Yeah.
We are able to challenge each other, and that really feels comfortable and interesting to us.
Okay, so before we continue with this conversation, just a little bit of a shout out to our venue sponsors, Fred and Winnie B&B, located in Kisasi, which is a homestay featuring 10 self-contained private bedrooms consisting of 2 deluxe doubles, 3 standard doubles, 1 deluxe twin, and 2 standard twin bedrooms. The units come with a fully equipped kitchen, power backup system, Wi-Fi, laundry services, and a chef to cater to all your meals. Guests at our Fred and Winnie B&B enjoy a sumptuous buffet, breakfast with a choice of selected tropical fruits and juice. Pick up and drop off to and from Entebbe International Airport, as well as local transportation for getting around or for up-country trips can be arranged if booked in advance. For bookings, call 0752 693369. I repeat, for bookings, call 0752 693369. So just continuing with that whole the last part that you mentioned, how is it like the environment of the Pirates? Do they get also to give you guys some tips? Do you get maybe for the people that don't really know what position you play, what positions do you play? Because I don't think you only play one.
Actually, I play center and the wing.
Center and the wing.
Yes.
Which one is more comfortable for you, or which is your favorite?
I prefer playing the wing.
Why? Because you like sports day?
Not really, but I think I have actually, what I can say is with center, you need to think for the team.
Yeah.
Playing at the center, and I don't think I really have that knowledge to think for that team. So I prefer playing on the wing.
Yeah, center requires a lot of game awareness.
Yes.
Yeah, but wing is primarily about finishing.
Yes.
But have you had a chance to talk to the likes of, let's say, Arnold Atukunda about maybe, does he give you any tips during training or during the course of the week that maybe this is what you do? Or do you also give him any tips that, you know what, for me, this is how I do it, you need to do it like this?
Actually, I haven't yet got time to talk to him. But then I've gotten time to interact with the guys I usually meet, like the big ballers, Chisiga, Masa, and the rest of the guys.
Yeah. Being in that Pirates environment, there was a time when there was a challenge of you racing with one of my very good friends who is another big boy, or a fat cat, I should say, Frank Chidega, Degzi. And he beat you. How could you allow a second row who has put on quite a number of kilograms after COVID to really beat you? Because you're not slouched yourself. You're very, very fast. I don't think I would risk that kind of embarrassment racing against you.
Actually, I didn't expect that Chidega would beat me, but during the training session before I went in for that race, I got a muscle pull, and so I told my friend I was like, I don't think I will be able to go in this race, but since everyone has been waiting for this day, let me just accept, and I go and race with Chidega. That is how he was able to beat me, but I really feel him. He can't beat me.
Do we hope to see another, maybe like a rematch? Are you going to call for a rematch soon? because he has been playing sevens of late, so I think he's in a position to at least also contest. You should call for a rematch, or should the Fat Cats help you push it?
Yeah, you should really help me push for it.
So, Frank Dexy, there is a rematch coming. Don't think that you won. It was under low pressure. She was not at her best condition. So, expect us to even document it so that we have evidence. We also, one of the things that caught our eye sometimes was also about Didi racing with one of our own Fat Cats, Bruno. And everyone made fun of Bruno that how can Didi, Didi's around, if I'm not mistaken, around 115 kilograms. And he beat Bruno, who says he's 90 kilograms, 90 something. But I don't believe that, not with the way his body looks. But anyway, we're not for body shaming today. So anyway, just understanding your career, tell us a bit about how you've gotten into a little bit of the national team, your experience with the national team 7s and 15s.
Actually, I'll start with the tournaments. I started back with when Coach Koyoko Helen came to Coach Koyoko Helen Buteme came to Jinja. We trained for 2 weeks and we had a tournament. Okay. That tournament didn't go well on my side because at the end of the day, I ended up being nicknamed the Crying Baby.
Why were you nicknamed the Crying Baby?
I remember I was really tackled. I was given a hard tackle. And then
I know those tackles where you're like, but why am I playing this game?
Yeah, then I ended up landing on the ball.
Oh, I know those ones.
Yeah. So they came and picked me, took me to the ambulance. I was really shedding tears. And I even ended up telling the doctor, please help me and tell them I'm not fine because I'm not ready to go back.
They didn't find anything in particular that was wrong?
No, they were just like, it was just the ball, playing of the ball.
I'm imagining it, you landed like with the ribs on the ball?
Yes.
Yeah, I know that feeling. It has ever happened to me. I pray to God and I asked him that if I can be able to breathe properly again, that I would never play rugby again. But then I found myself on the pitch the following week. So, yeah. But that's interesting to see. So, as we are going into the national team and from Ginger, that setup.
Then we had the second tournament in Entebbe where I played and ended up being the most improved player. I will never forget that day because I was recognized and given an award of being the most improved player compared to how I played in Ginger. So this time round, I went back home and thought about it and I was like, I think I can play this game. So I kept on pushing. Then later on in 2014, that was in 2013. Yeah. Then 2014, I was called on the Ugandan national team that was under 19. We trained and traveled to Kenya for Safari Sevens. And I ended up being the top try scorer of that tournament. And then we came back to Uganda. I was recognized by the Uganda Rugby Union as the top try scorer and then MVP, as well as the upcoming woman player in rugby. That was in 2014.
Okay.
Then later on, I was called to play for Black Panthers. There was a women's team that was called Black Panthers. But at my age, I used to play for them in the women's team. That was the 15s league. So I kept on pushing, and every time I would play, I would be recognized as the most valuable player. So every time I would play, I would be awarded as the most valuable player. So I kept on pushing. Then in 2016, I was called to train with the women's sevens team, but I didn't get the chance because of my age. So I became sad at one moment because I was like, it doesn't play rugby, because I believe that once I have the skills, the knowledge and everything, it is what matters, but it's not all about age. Age doesn't play rugby. It's the confidence one has, the skills that enables one to play rugby. So coach came and talked to me, was like, don't give up. You still have more opportunities and chances. Just keep on training. So I pushed on and kept on training. Then in 2017, I was called back again on the national team. That was the sevens. I trained so hard and proved them wrong that it's not all about age. It's all about the skills one has that enable him or her to play rugby. So in 2017, I was able to make it on the national team. And my first trip that is when we traveled to Tunisia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting. So, what has been your fondest moment so far in the national team? And how is it? Let's first start with that question before I bring in the second one. What has been your fondest moment on the national team?
Uh, Actually, what I can say is traveling to places I never
Oh,
expected.
okay, that's very good.
Yes, I never expected that one time I would be able to travel to Tunisia.
How is
Yes,
the weather there? How is the food?
the weather is really hot compared to the one we are used to in Uganda. It's really hot, and the food is worst. At least I prefer eating the one in Uganda compared to the one that's
Of course, because you've grown up here.
yeah.
I'm sure if they also came here, they'd be like, but what kind of food is this?
Yeah, exactly.
What has been your most challenging thing about playing on the national team?
Actually, my challenging moments are when we lose. Yet I believe that we are. Yet I believe that we are better players. Uh, we are better players. That when we play as a team, we can win as a team. But at the end of the day, when we lose, I really feel bad. Yet I see that we are better players.
Would you consider yourself a good loser or a bad loser? How do you take loss?
Actually, we just need to. Actually, what the players need to do is to believe in themselves. Because I've realized that most of the players don't believe in themselves and the fear they have towards a team. Because I know when they hear of Kenya, I know Kenya's been winning many tournaments, but when they hear of Kenya or South Africa, there is how you feel. But me, I believe that we are better than those players. We just need to work on our skills. We just need to have the confidence and believe in each other.
That's great. So anyway, just paint for us a picture about you. Do you have game day rituals? We used to call them game day rituals, but how is your, let's say you have a game at, let's say that we are looking at it in a perspective of 15s. If you have a game at 4 p.m., how does your day start? How does your day go up until game time?
Actually, when we are going to play like such big games, we first analyze the games of
In the
those
morning?
teams, the ones that they have no before.
Before.
Yes, it's let me say if we are playing on Saturday, we like review the games maybe on Thursday, Friday, so that we get to know how we can handle such teams and be able to capitalize on their mistakes. Then on Sunday, actually the day we are going to play them, it's I even don't know how to describe that. Everyone is in there. I even don't know what to say.
How would you like to put it? Everyone is in their own zone. Everyone is do you have a particular song that you listen to, particular songs, a playlist that you listen to before a game, or for you it's just you're locked in?
Actually, we really don't have songs to listen to.
No, I'm saying you as you.
Me,
Yes.
me as me. Actually, with me, I just stay in my room, relax, and then if I'm given a roommate, I talk to her, and then I'm like, "We're going to play today, but do you believe we can win?" So those are the things I can be jazzing with my roommate. So we keep on advising each other as we are preparing for the game.
What has it been like for you working with Helen and Charlotte, as Helen as your coach and Charlotte as your teammate and your captain? How has it been like? What have you learned from them on pitch and off the pitch?
working with Coach Helen Lekuru is really a good experience because, first of all, if there is rugby and books, she will prioritize books. She will tell you
That's
at
great.
the end of the day, rugby is not going to pay your bills. You need to focus on your books. And then on the side of rugby, I really want to thank her because where I am has been because of her. Every time I make a mistake, she comes and talks to me and she's like, Emily, I know you're a good player. This rubbish you're playing, I don't believe in it. I know you're a good player. So please sit back, think about it. And then if you think that there is something you want to come and tell me and you need corrections, I'm always there I'll always be there to guide you. And she has always been there for me, both in rugby and academics. She has really supported me in my academics journey because I remember she started sponsoring me when I was in senior 2. She started with a half bursary, but when I reached in senior 3, she started sponsoring me full up to where I am right now. So if it's books, she will tell you, concentrate on your books because at the end of the day, rugby will not pay your bills.
That's great.
And then with Charlotte, she has really mentored me, and I look towards I really look up to her because being a lawyer,
I know.
yeah, it's not really easy. So if it is books, she always comes and talks to me, and she's like, Emily, you read your books. Read your books. Because at the end of the day, when you finish, you'll get employed, get your money, and you will enjoy. Rugby will not pay your bills.
Okay.
So I like the fact that Coach Helen and Charlotte are always there to advise me where I go wrong.
That's great. So as we are coming to the end of this, just to go through a few things. First of all, what do you aspire to be? You've talked about your elders telling that read books, read books, read books. They have echoed it so much. So what do you want to be when you're done with school? What career do you want to take on? What career path would you like to take on?
With the course I do, I've always tried to become an accountant.
Okay, that's
Yes.
great. And looking at your career in general, club and international, aside from what you've told us about you loving to travel, what do you think has been your best moment playing? Like one moment that you really always remember that this was a really great moment.
Actually, that was in 2018 at Legends.
Okay.
Yes. When I received the ball, sidestepped, handoff, then I went and scored the try, and everyone was cheering.
This was Uganda or Black Pearls?
Black Pearls.
Black Pearls.
Yes.
It was the 7th, 15th game?
It was a 7th.
Okay, final?
Yes.
Okay, against which team?
It was against Avengers.
Avengers.
It was a coronation.
Coronation 7.
Yes.
So, in contrast, what you think has been your worst moment in your career so far?
Being criticized by other players from other teams. Yes.
You don't enjoy it?
Yes, I really don't enjoy it.
Okay. But playing the game that we are playing, you need to develop a thick skin because the opposition can easily use it against you. Yeah, so I think that is maybe one of the things that you would want to work on. As we come to the close, I just want to make sure that the people that are watching us also get to understand a few things about you. What's your favorite meal?
I like eating rice and meat.
Rice and meat?
Yes.
Is there an alternative or it's just rice and meat? Go to your first one.
Rice and meat.
Rice and meat.
Yes.
What's your favorite type of music?
I like listening to international gospel music.
International gospel.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Do you have a record number of tries you've scored in your career?
Actually, I don't have it.
You don't?
No.
Haven't you broken any records yet? I recently read somewhere that at the Wakiso 7th, isn't there a record you broke or something?
I really don't remember, but The only record I remember was this year when we were playing the 15s, where I made the record of scoring 8 tries in one game.
Okay.
Yes.
Who is the player you look up to on the local scene here in Uganda and internationally?
On the local scene, I look towards Adrian Casito. Then internationally, I look up to Kosha Woodman.
Oh, that's
She has always been my role model.
Kosha is a really
Yes.
great player. And also, do you have any aspirations of being captain for the Black Pearls and captain for the national team?
Actually, I'm the overall club captain of Black Pearls.
Okay.
Yes, and hopefully one day, if given the opportunity of leading the sevens national team, I'll really be grateful and I'll be able to utilize that opportunity if given a chance.
Okay, and I think I will finalize with this. Women in Uganda and sport, there is, especially rugby, there is still that perception that, you know what, this and that. What challenges have you found as a woman playing rugby in Uganda?
Actually, when I'm most of the times when I talk of the game rugby, when I'm with my friends, they're like, "You play rugby? Rugby is not supposed to be played by women. It is supposed to be played by men." But I've always had I say that what men can do, women too can do. Okay. So that is what I always believe in. Yes.
Okay, and what would you want to communicate maybe to the Uganda Rugby Union or to the Ministry of Sports? What do you think they can do to support women's sports a lot more in general and rugby in particular?
Actually, I would tell them that they shouldn't only look up to the central, but they should look up to the up. There is talent up country. So those people that side really need your support. Then back to us, the women's on the national team, we really need your support, because when you support us, trust me, we are there to die for our country. Because being on a national team means a lot. It means that you're representing thousands and thousands of people who haven't gotten a chance to play for their country. So I really ask the Uganda Rugby Union to always come and support us, the women. Every time we ask for your support, we really need it, because I believe these girls are ready to deliver with your support.
Okay, that's great. And any parting words, maybe what you'd like to share with players who look up to you, fellow ladies that want to get into sports or get into rugby in particular? Any message you'd have for them?
Actually, what I would tell them is that when you have a chance, please use it. Use it very well, because at the end of the day, you yourself, you'll be able to benefit in it. Because I have really benefited in rugby. I've been able to travel to countries I never expected to go to. I was able to travel to Botswana, Hong Kong, a country that I never dreamt of. Then I got a chance of traveling to New Zealand. I really got a lot of experience from that side. So I advise you that every time you get a chance, please use it, because at the end of the day, you'll benefit out of it.
How before I let you go, how was living in New Zealand? How long did you spend there?
I stayed there for 3 months, and life there, I really enjoyed staying in New Zealand.
How was that program? How did you get to go to New Zealand, and where were you staying? We saw you some pictures of you playing. Which team are you playing for?
Actually, the whole thing of New Zealand was supported by RTL.
Rugby Tackling Live?
Yes, Rugby Tackling Live. So by then I'd finished my senior 6. and I was underage. I was 18, and this program was for anyone below 18 years.
Okay.
So I qualified for that, and so my whole process of going to New Zealand went through fundraising. Yes, it was an international rugby program where I was taught a lot of things, both mental, game, strength and conditioning, agility. Then I was staying in Christchurch. I was living with I had a homestay family I was living in.
Okay.
But I love the fact that when I reached like this, they really welcomed me. They showed me the love I never expected. They supported me in all ways. To an extent that every time I had a game, because I remember the family I was living in, everyone was a sports person. They had a son who was playing rugby. They had two daughters. One was playing basketball, and the other was playing hockey as well as netball. And I myself, I was also playing rugby. But on weekends, games would collide, and everyone in the house has like a sport to play. So at least they would sacrifice time to go and watch each and everyone playing. And I would love to thank them for that. They showed me the love I never expected.
Oh, that's great. Anyway, Emilly, thank you for your time. We appreciate you making the time to come out and have a conversation with the Fat Cats. And for everyone that's watching, this is Emilly Lekuru of the Black Pearls. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow us on social media. And let us keep engaging. Let us keep telling rugby stories.